boys, club day at Southport, cracking day, half an hour late, got all the way to the end of the M57 and realised I forgot my batteries. So yeah, hopefully first time running the car. I've changed everything round, sorry about the generator, but yeah, I've practically changed everything round, got everything in the centre, try and equal out the weight a little bit. I kind of like thought the problem was just the sheer speed of it, but a few people have commented reckoning it was a glitch. So hopefully it's just one of them things and it won't happen again. But yeah, gonna jump into practice, see how that goes, and then yeah, keep you informed throughout the day. Quick look at the track. Here we go, boys, down the straight. Try and take this corner. It looks like a bit of a tighter line, but we're still going to see if we get the same problem as last weekend. Nice bit of a chicane. Back round, over the cobbles, over the tabletop, back round. Yeah, nice track. A lot of distance on it. Should be fun. Going to try and see if we sorted out this problem with the glitching. I reckon it might have been one of my battery connectors, so I'll replace both of them. So I mean, if it was a battery connector though, it'd lose it over bumps and stuff, which wasn't happening. This was just basically happening when it was going flat out. But yeah, we'll see how we go today. Here we go, about to jump into practice. I'm car number 2, so it'll be car number 2 up until the finals. So hopefully we can get a good start, get a good finish, stay at the front of the pack. Hopefully we don't have any glitches this time.
Here we go, fastest lap of qualifying round 1. Got through that first corner, no problems. Through this tricky new chicane part, over the cobbles, go a bit wide, able to keep your speed. Launch it over the tabletop, bit wide through that corner. This is a tricky section, going up into that speed a bit, went a bit deep. Round we go. Get this lap done, and the fastest lap at 25.23, and we come second. Yeah, so the thing is with the glitch, it's not like losing steering, it's actually just veering off under its own, like it's got its own mind. So it's starting to make me lose confidence in the car.
Guys, in the qualifying round 1, managed them 12 laps, got a fastest lap at 25.23. We were second overall. Knew there was more speed in the car, just gradually feeding it in. So hopefully we'll continue to improve, not push too far, not push too much, but yeah, I'm happy with that. Just gluing up some rears ready for the fronts. Got plenty of part ones fronts, but yeah, put a new set on the rears, so we'll be good to go.
So here we go, it's a qualifying round 2. This is going to be a short one. We actually have a problem with the car, so let's see how we get on. So here we go, down the straight, this nice corner, able to keep the speed. Never sure if it's going to veer off at this point, but just got to keep your fingers crossed. Round we go, over the cobblestones, launch it over the tabletop, nice transition. This tricky section. Round we go. Got a clear track in front of me, nice lines there. Round we go, lap 6 was my fastest lap of a 25.46. Yep, so I come 5th. So here we go, here's what happened with the car. The shock shaft, the diaphragm that bolts to the top of the shaft has actually come undone. So I lose my spring and I lose my spring seat, and there we go, the marshal takes it off.
Guys, in the qualifying round 2, we come 5th with the fastest lap at 25.48. It was awful from the start, just making mistakes, started pushing it too much. The screw that holds the diaphragm on the end of the shock shaft come undone on lap 8, so we only managed lap 8, but hopefully we can pull it back, drive a bit better. You always have a bad one when you lose your mojo, so yeah, on to qualifying.
So here we go, qualifying round 3, and the glitch comes back with a vengeance for this race, so let's see what happens. So down we go, down the straight, able to keep the speed through this tricky section. Over the cobblestones, tight line, managed to bring it round. Round we go, through this tricky part, round we go, nice corner, nice line, bit wide on that one. get this lap done. Lap 2, fastest lap was a 25.26. We come 5th overall. And here we go. Now let's have a look at the glitching. So here we go, down the straight. And there you go, you can see it, it twitches and just veers off. So one of the guys was thinking it might have been a problem with the servo, but we checked that out and the servo was alright. Second one just carries on straight. And there we go again. It's just messing around, twitching everywhere.
And here we go, boys, qualifying 3, problem returned. So I was basically slowing down. If you see the video there, I actually come off the power and it's just all over the place. So that must be the discharge from the motor. Talked to one of the guys at Southport and he basically said that the cap pack is for the energy that comes off the motor when you're not under power. So when you're rolling into corners, all that energy created by your motor goes into your cap pack and it stops interference and feedback, I suppose, like on a guitar. So yeah, I've got everything round again, put the cap pack there for some strange reason, struggling for space, wanted to keep it as far away from the receiver as possible, extended the receiver. It was basically just about this high, so half the wire was inside the body, so I've extended it up to about there. That's gotta improve it. So yeah, we'll go into qualifying 4 and see how we get on.
So here we go, qualifying round 4. Let's see how we get on, see if that glitch is back. It's the fact that it's like it's not a permanent glitch makes me think it might be something to do with a wire connection. But here we go, down into the first corner through this lovely part. Really enjoyed this track. A lot of mileage, used all parts of the track very well. Very challenging track. Really enjoyed it. Round we go. Not bad so far. Through these last few corners. And there we go, lap 2, 26.29. But we come 8th. So let's see what happened. So here we go, lining it up. Going down the straight, glitch again, go off. But this time we snap a rear arm. So that was the end of that. So yeah, boys, not good. Totally losing confidence in the car now.
Right, boys, my head is absolutely battered. Someone was saying it could be thermal protection on the ESC. Best to disable it. It's on by default. So I've turned that off. And when I connected the ESC, there was a firmware update. So I've done that. Fingers crossed. That's what it is. So I'm going to take it to the track now before the finals and just give it a practice. What's doing me head in, I've got like a regional next week or the week after. And if I get the ESC sent away, I'm not going to have an ESC, so I'm going to have to buy an ESC. My head is absolutely battered.
Yeah, so we had the practice and there was actually nothing wrong with the car. It didn't misbehave. So that kind of like made things even worse. So here we go. C final, round 1. This isn't going to last long. Let's see what happens. I'm pole position at the front. And there we go. It just drives straight off. Understandable why one of the drivers at Southport thought it might be the servo, but when you're actually driving it, you have got no control. You just press the trigger and you haven't got steering, and then sometimes you press the trigger and the throttle just does a mind of its own. So at this point I just felt like throwing the car away and getting into stamp collecting or something. But here we go, first lap, so we got round okay. That first corner, you can see me really coming off the power. Through this midsection, it seems to be okay. Over the cobblestones, line it up. Not going to be running very long. My Mojo has very much left the building at this point. Know what to expect, it's just a matter of when. So down the straight, and there we go. You can see it kind of stutter, and then it just does its own thing. So my head is absolutely wrecked at this point.
The guy's just had a look at my car and he's noticed that the servo wire has been cut to shorten the wire, and he reckons that's where the problem is. So it's my own stupid fault. So maybe strip the wires down, have a look, see if make sure the connections are okay. Might be able to pull it back.
So here we go. In the pits at the moment, sorting all the wires out, moving everything round for the third time. So here we go. See final round 2, starting on pole again. So we get round the first corner this time. See if we can pull out an advantage until Lady Luck closes the door on us. Over the tabletop. Get it wrong. So that was my fault. Whoa, Marshall nearly gets his legs broke. Do or die. So try and catch the leader now. If we can keep the car on the track. So we get one lap out the way. Still hesitant into that first corner. See if we can close the car down in front. Young driver. Nice over the tabletop. Here we go. Close the gap. Reeling them in. So there we go. And this time the throttle just decides to go full swing as we're going into a corner.
Take it off, mate.
Yeah.
No, mate.
Glad to see the end of this day. And here we go, guys. That was an absolutely awful weekend. Head wrecker. Just could not get my head around what was up with the car. So after the race, I went to the pub, had a couple of pints, and I thought, right, how can I solve this problem? Got Ulverston this weekend, which is 2 hours away from me. Didn't want to drive all that way and not know I was going to have a car underneath me. So I took, maybe some might say, a drastic approach, but I bought a whole new set of electronics for it. So we bought an SRT servo. The servo that's in it, I cut it and shortened the wire, and apparently that can kind of like cause interference. So yeah, got a new servo. Very happy with this servo. Got it from Model Sport. Got an XE Run XR10 Pro ESC. My old one won't be going to waste. I'll tell you about that in a minute. And I bought a new Sanwa RX 4931 receiver. The only thing else that it could possibly be, but I don't think it is going to be my transmitter. So last time we were at Bury, one of the races at Bury, absolutely lashed it down. So I bought a transmitter, like a bag. So going to have that in future. My old electronics aren't going to go to waste. I'm either going to put them in a vintage, maybe start racing a Cat 2000 or something like that in the Iconic Cup, or I'm going to get myself a wet car. So yeah, so I'm going to take my time, put them in, get them all nice, get them all in properly, and hopefully we won't have that problem in future. As always, guys, thanks very much for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one. Oh yeah.